Hey, what's up guys, and welcome to the video. I've got another dirty truck in for you guys today, but surprisingly it's not a GM this time. It's a 2008 Ford F-250 with 440,000 kilometers on it. It's in for a full detail, so let's have a look around. All right, so as you guys just saw, the outside of this truck is absolutely filthy and is covered in dirt from front to back as the owner drives on gravel roads a fair bit. And despite it being a Ford, we've got carpeted liners in the front wheel wells to deal with, and overall just a really dirty exterior as every inch is covered in dirt. Moving inside, and it's pretty clear that this truck doesn't get cleaned very often as the carpets are pretty dirty. There's a fair bit of dog hair to deal with. The seats are nasty in spots, and really every inch of the interior just needs to be deep cleaned. But just before we start transforming this truck, take a second and subscribe to the channel. I post a new video like this every week, so make sure you've got the bell on so you get notified when those videos go live. All right, I've got quite a bit of work ahead of me to get this old truck looking new again, so sit back, relax, and enjoy. All right, so starting on the pre-wash rinse here, and figured I would give you a bit of the background on this truck. So the owner was telling me that he drives a semi for a living, and this is his personal truck, but he still hauls things with it all the time, including a few dogs, and doesn't have much time to keep it clean. So with the spring melt mostly done here, he figured it was a good time to get it fully detailed and looking good again. Moving to the back here, and one thing that is always a surprise when I'm detailing a vehicle is what condition of the paint is in, because it's usually covered in dirt. So with this truck, I uncovered quite a few spots where the paint was chipped. So knowing that now, I'll be as careful as I can with the pressure washer around those spots, and especially when I'm washing the truck in a little bit. Now, like I mentioned in the opening, Ford used carpeted wheel well liners, but just in the front. So these back ones, which are usually the dirtier of the two, are really easy to get sprayed out and cleaned. And I know I see lots of people comment all the time about why carpeted liners are used. And the main reason is to reduce road noise. But as you guys know, I'm not a fan of them at all and would much prefer plastic liners instead. Now moving to spraying the underside of this truck off, and if you guys don't have one of these undercarriage sprayers yet, I would highly recommend picking one up. as it gives you that peace of mind knowing that you can get all the dirt and road salt off your vehicle and that it's actually clean. So if you're curious, I've got the link in the description for you. So with the truck rinsed now, I can see a pile of iron contamination on the paint. So I'm going to chemically decontaminate the paint using my Meguiar's iron decon spray. And after letting it sit for a couple of minutes, it reacts with all the iron particles and turns purple as it dissolves them. And then I simply spray it off after. Although it's important to use a strong stream of water to rinse it, as it definitely sticks to the paint a little bit. Here's a quick shot to show just how well it works. Turning to these dirty and greasy door jambs, I'm going ahead and spraying on some degreaser to help break down that dirt and grease. And after letting it sit for a few minutes, I'll very carefully hit it with the pressure washer to get them nice and clean. Alright, so with the truck drip drying for a few minutes, I'll get to work on these dirty floor mats. And the process is really simple. I just start by spraying all the dirt off, and then using some APC diluted 4:1, I'll hit them with the drill brush and then simply rinse them off. And if any of you are curious, I always quickly spray off the underside of them as well, and I'll wipe them down to make sure they're clean before I put them back in the vehicle. Alright, turning to the interior now, and I always start by removing any of the customer's personal items from the vehicle, putting all the smaller things in a bag. That way I can easily clean in all the compartments, and my customers know that I've done that as well. And with everything out, the first step is always to plug in the vacuum and get to work with a detail brush, going around the entire interior top down, to lift all the dirt and debris out of the cracks and crevices and straight into the vacuum, especially around those door handles where there was a pile of dust. Moving down to the carpets, and because the carpets are lighter, you can't quite see all the dog hair on it since the hair was white, but there is a fair bit, and knowing that I can't visually tell if I'm getting it all out, I will go ahead and pull out the lily brush and go over all the carpet to make sure that I've got every single hair out. And if any of you struggle with pet hair in your vehicles or even inside your home, these lily brushes work really, really well, and they're really cheap too. So if you're curious, I've got the link for you down in the description. Alright, with the vacuuming done, it's time to get started on the carpets, and if extracting dirty carpets is one of the things that you enjoy most about these videos, then make sure you head over to the second channel after this video, as I just posted an extraction compilation video of all the dirty carpets I've done recently, so I'm sure you guys will enjoy that one. Now, in case you didn't happen to see the post that I had out on YouTube or Instagram last week, the channel has just passed 1 million subscribers, and to show my appreciation to all of you who have subscribed and who enjoy watching these videos, I'm doing a huge giveaway. So if you want to enter, head over to my website at thedetailgeek.ca/giveaway. Entries will be accepted until April 15th, 2020. and it's open to anyone. The website is the first link in the description, so make sure you guys head over there and get yourself entered. Now up here in the driver's footwell where the carpet is the dirtiest, there were a couple of burn marks in the carpet that were likely cigarette burns, and then in the middle section you might notice that it's a little bit yellow, so I can only guess something was spilled there that bleached the carpet fiber slightly. So unfortunately it's not going to look brand new when I'm done extracting, but it will look as good as possible and be perfectly clean. Here's all the dirty water pulled from this Ford. Definitely not the worst I've seen, but it's still pretty gross. Turning to the rest of the interior now, and for these fold-out trays, I'm using some all-purpose cleaner and a detail brush to make sure all the hinges and around all the bolts are perfectly clean, and then I'll just simply wipe them down with a microfiber towel, and I'll follow the same process with a detail brush for the rest of the interior trim, including any cup holders, storage compartments, door handles, seat rails, or anywhere else there are crevices where dirt likes to hide. Now for any spots where it's really grimy, I'll bust out my McCulloch steamer to get it loosened up, then I'll usually agitate with a detail brush and then simply wipe things down after. Now I've probably mentioned before, but it's always a good idea to pop off the door sill plates to clean them, since it makes extracting easier, but also allows you full access with the steamer to get at all the edges, and literally only takes a couple of seconds to pop them in or out. And if you guys are curious as to the steamer I'm using, it's a McCulloch MC1375, and as you can see, it's an extremely versatile tool to have, as you can clean almost the entire interior of a vehicle with steam. So if any of you are curious, the link is in the description for you, along with nearly every other product and tool that I use, so feel free to give those a look. Turning to this old dirty leather now, and after spraying on some leather cleaner, I'm using a horsehair brush to gently agitate, making sure I really get into the seams, and then I'll simply wipe it off with a microfiber towel. And once the seats are clean, I'll apply some leather conditioner to nourish and revive this leather. Now with everything in this truck clean, I'm starting on applying 303 Aerospace Protectant to dress and UV protect the interior. And as you'll see, this process takes a little bit of time as it gets applied to every single plastic surface in here, including inside of all the compartments and around the gear shifter, where you'll want to make sure to pop the key in so you can put it in drive and ensure the whole shifter boot is actually clean. Moving back outside, and with some quick detailer sprayed on for lubricant, I'm using some detailing clay to pick up any remaining surface bonded contaminants that the chemical contamination I did earlier wasn't able to remove, like tar, tree sap, or other road grime. And looking at the clay, there really wasn't a whole lot left on this paint. Now as usual, I'll also go around with some 303 and apply it to all the black exterior plastics on the truck, like all the running boards, rear bumper, and the bed rail caps, to revive them and make them look new again. All right, guys, and 10 hours later, I've got this big F250 looking super pretty again. If you guys enjoyed the video, make sure you hit that thumbs up button and subscribe to the channel if you haven't yet. Enjoy the guitar outro, and I'll see you guys in the next one.